Salute, 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 Talk Nation, salute. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming back to check out another episode. Guess what? Fight week coming up. Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook. Going to be a good one. Now, I heard a couple of people say upset alert. I'm not disrespecting Kell Brook, but I will say he's not going to upset Terrence Crawford. Will he make it competitive and interesting for Terrence Crawford? I believe so. Kell Brook is no slouch. He's a good fighter. But after Gennady Golovkin and Errol Spence Jr., the damage that he received in those fights, broken orbital bones. In case you don't know this, fight fans, you're going to get punched in the eye if you boxing. Now, Bud has power. Bud has speed. Bud has accuracy. Bud is going to catch his ass. And when he does, he may hurt Kell Brook, especially in the mid to later rounds if the fight goes the distance. I'm telling you, Terrence Crawford is a phenomenal boxer, and he is a switch hitter. In case you don't know what a switch hitter is, fight fans, that means he can fight in a southpaw stance, like so, meaning your jab is your right hand, your power hand is your left. Orthodox, your jab is your left hand, your power hand is your right. Now, I'm a southpaw by nature, practice on orthodox. I'm nowhere as good as Terrence Crawford, but I'm alright though. But Bud is a different animal. Now, you saw in the Gamboa fight, Bud can fight not only off the back foot, but he can literally fight going backwards. That's how he caught Gamboa with that shot, dropped him and finished him in the fight with that uppercut. You know what I'm saying? Gamboa was trying to come in, Bud literally backing up, timed him, boop, threw that uppercut, dropped him, finito papo. He out of there. Now, Kell Brook, in my opinion, I believe he's going to come into this fight being aggressive, but that aggressiveness may cause him to get hurt early if he doesn't fight a smart fight. Now, there's nothing wrong with being aggressive, but you have to be tactically aggressive. Now, that's one thing that I would give Sean Porter props on, because Sean Porter is aggressive, but he's tactically aggressive. He's a Tasmanian devil in there, you know what I'm saying? Sean Porter is all over the place. But at the same time, Sean Porter, he's smart. He can box. He is wild. He is all over the place, but Sean Porter can box. And he does place his shots wildly, but accurately. You know what I mean? He has perfected his style of boxing. Now, Kell Brook is not that pressure type of fighter. Kell Brook is a little more finesse. You know what I'm saying? He boxes. He can bang a little bit. But after the damage that he has sustained in previous fights, it is not smart for Kell Brook to go into this fight with Terrence Bud Crawford and try to bang. Because not only Bud can fight on the outside on a supreme level, he could also mix it up and fight on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Did it with Benavidez, and he did it with Gamboa. And Gamboa is a smaller fighter. But I will say, gotta give Gamboa credit. You know what I'm saying? He did catch Bud, and he hurt Bud in that fight. But Bud responded well, got his legs back pretty quickly, got back on the square, got back with the game plan, executed beautifully, came back hurt, and stopped Gamboa. So if you're Kell Brook, you cannot analyze and look at that fight for a whole slew of errors and mistakes, because you're not going to find them. Bud is aggressive, got that mean streak in him. So if he catches you and hurts you, Bud is going to attack. And depending upon how good you are, as far as the opposition, as far as your defensive skills, he's going to get you up out of there rather quickly because his punch selection is good. Bud mixes his shots up very beautifully, especially when he has you hurt. He doesn't come in just trying to throw a whole bunch of haymakers. No, Bud mixes it up very well. He goes high, low, you know what I'm saying? And if he breaks that guard, he's going to come through, break that guard with the jab. And depending upon what style or which foot he's on, he's going to catch it with either that straight left hand, right hand. He likes to throw the uppercut. He throws a beautiful uppercut. And he also likes to go to the body. So Kell Brook is a pretty sturdy fighter. He's pretty durable. As far as body-wise, as far as head-wise, his head has been through a lot of trauma. So that's why this fight going 12 rounds is really not beneficial for Kell Brook. Because if this fight goes 12, Brook may fail. Because the cumulative effect of shots that Bud is going to put on him, you know what I'm saying? Especially, I believe, early. You know, guys like to feel each other out, no pun intended, you know what I'm saying? But when Bud starts to throw that jab, and if it finds its home early, it's going to be over for Kell Brook. Because he's going to jab the hell out of him, you know what I'm saying? And if he can get one eye closed, it's over. I'm telling you, if he gets one eye closed, Bud is going to switch on him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to switch. And Kell Brook literally ain't going to see that power shot coming. He's going to throw something down a pike, and it's going to be a strike. And it's going to be all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook may fall like a bunch of bowling pins. But, like I said, you have to see how Kell Brook is going to look coming into the fight. That's one thing you can give Kell Brook for. He comes to fight, and he also comes in shape. But you can come in shape all you want. Like I said, the damage that Kell Brook has sustained in previous fights could come back to hurt him. Now, all dependent upon the type of damage that Bud does to Kell Brook in this fight. This could possibly, don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen, this could end Kell Brook's career. Because if Bud re-aggravates or re-damages one of those orbital bones in Kell Brook's face, you know what I'm saying? The doctor's going to tell you, look, you risking your life and you risking your sight. You know what I'm saying? So if he damages his sight, that's it. You can't box if you got one eye. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Captain Jack. You know what I'm saying? So if you mess up your vision, that's a wrap. Two things, actually, there's 3 sets as far as your body that you cannot damage or lose in a fight and think you're going to have a prolonged career. That is the set of eyes, your hands, and your feet. You know what I'm saying? Now, it ain't nothing wrong with being flat-footed and all that kind of stuff, but if you have a quote-unquote bad foot or bad knees, shout out to Roy Jones, because Mike will tear that ass up. But you will be out of shape. You're not going to be out of shape. You will be out of luck. Now, Kell Brook has 2 damaged eyes. Yes, they've been healed, but you got hardware behind there. You know what I mean? They were reconstructed as far as reconstructive surgery. So keep in mind, if you get hit with the right shot, you know what I mean? That's pressure is not going necessarily back on bone, but it's also going back on metal alloy or whatever type of metal that they put in his face. You know what I mean? So you can't take a lot of shots as far as in your eyes. You know what I mean? So Kell Brook, he's really not known for being like some defensive maestro, but in this fight, he better be. He better be freaking Harry Potter, because Terrence Crawford ain't gonna be playing with him. And Bud, I'm telling you, when Bud lets his hand go, if he hurts Kell Brook, it's gonna be a wrap. It is gonna be a wrap. And see, the ref knows, and Kell Brook's corner know the ramifications of him taking too much damage, especially to his eyes. You know what I mean? So his corner is going to be watching that, and low key, The judges and the ref is going to be watching that as well. So the keys to victory for Bud is really box. And Terrence Bud Crawford is a beautiful, beautiful boxer. So Bud boxes him, catches him, jumping in, you know what I'm saying? Gets in, get out, tear him up a little bit, then, you know what I'm saying, get back, keep him at bay, and let Kell Brook come in, then catch him again, then offset, move out the way. Bud is going to have a relatively, fairly easy fight, especially if he catches Kell Brook early. If he catches Kell Brook early, it's going to be a wrap late. I'm telling you. Keys to victory for Kell Brook: stay away. Box, box, box. If you bang, you can't throw more than 2 or 3 shots in a flurry, and then you need to wrap up and get out of there, because you can't bang with Terrence Bud Crawford. You can't do it. Bud is very strong. I don't know if you guys know, but he has a wrestling background. A week or so ago, he did a video, and this dude was doing UFC moves on people. Cause Bud is a strong brother. He's a strong welterweight, not only as far as division, but just naturally strong. Some people or some fighters, they have power, they have speed, but they're not like strong. Bud has speed, he has power in his shots, but physically, as a man, he's strong. So he can actually get in there and muscle Kell Brook. So that's why you do not want to get in there and bang with Bud if you're Kell Brook, because you will lose that battle, especially if you try to do it early. You will get hurt early, and the fight will get stopped early. So the keys for Kell Brook in this fight: you want to take Bud into deep waters, but you're not going to drown him. But you want the fight to go 12 rounds. Don't try to get him up out of there, because you're going to get caught with a shot. You want the fight to go 12. Your chances is better on the card, especially if you make it competitive. But the only way that you're going to make it competitive, if you're boxed. You know what I'm saying? You have to play cat and mouse all night long. He went around, I went around. He went around, I went around. That is your best option. But the only downside on that slope is Bud is the more premier name. So if the fight goes 12 rounds and it goes to the judges, and if Bud puts a whooping on him, or especially if you can see the damage, the decision is going to go to knock on wood. The decision is going to go to Bud. But like I said, man, this is boxing. You know what I'm saying? So we have had in the past fights where you thinking this person is about to get his hand raised, and then next thing you know, they say, "and the new," and then everybody is like, "what the?" So in boxing, you kind of never know. You know what I'm saying? So whoever you bet on, you better keep that slip close to the heart. You know what I mean? Because you never know. That's why in the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight, that's why Loma did not have a chance, because Teofimo, he was not only the aggressor, but he dominated most of the fight, and he's a champion. So you cannot assume that you're going to steal the fight if the fight goes 12. You cannot assume that. Now, Kell Brook, if he's smart, you must take heed to that notion. You can't assume that you are going to walk away with the decision if the fight goes 12 rounds. You cannot assume that, because you're playing yourself. The decision most likely will go to Bud. So in this fight, naturally Bud is the A side, Kell Brook is the B side. But Kell Brook has the tools to make it competitive. Can he dominate? No. Can he possibly catch Bud with the shot? Yes. It has been done, going back to Gamboa. But Bud is also smart, and like I said, he recovers fairly quickly. So you have to be careful. So ultimately, end of the day, November 14th, it is going to be a good fight fans. I'm already going for Terrence Crawford. You know how I like to pick the underdogs, man, being from Philly, home of the underdogs. But in this fight, I mean, it's kind of redundant. You know what I mean? Like I said, I respect Kell Brook, but at the same time, I'm riding with Bud not only because I'm a fan, but because I believe that he has the better tools and skill set to come out victorious in that fight. So, fight fans, until we do the second recap, catch you guys on the next one. Stay blessed, stay humble, stay motivated, protect yourself, wear your mask at all times, be on point at all times, watch your body, guard your body. Remember, like I tell y'all, man, if you're looking for something, if you're searching for something, make sure that you find peace. I'm a holler.